I tried to warn you people, Juventus are cooking this season, as Juve returned to the Champions League with a 3-1 win over PSV. It is the first goal Juventus have conceded this season. First off, we gotta praise Juventus, because this is their youngest lineup in their history in the Champions League. 25 years and 149 days. That just shows you Thiago Motta and this recruitment is now believing in the youngsters. We gotta refresh this team. We've tried with the old players. Look at this old team they had. I had to go in back and look at their old squad. This is the last lineup for Juventus. Moise Kean, Vlahovic, Cuadrado, Kostic, Rabiot, Locatelli, Weston McKennie, Gatti, Bonucci, Danilo, and Szczesny. I mean, they have completely rejuvenated this side in less than 2 years, and they needed to. And of course, the thing they rejuvenated the most was the manager, Thiago Motta. He's done a brilliant job. We're going to get to PSV, and we're going to talk about Juventus in this video. We're going to do a lot of these Champions League reaction videos throughout this season. So, if you like that sort of content, this is the channel to be, as we are going to be talking about all sorts of teams, from Sturm Graz, Slovan Bratislava, Sporting, PSV, Juventus, you name it, Liverpool, Girona. We're going to do it on the Michael Talks Football channel, because the Champions League is back. One thing I want to just add with PSV is that they can destroy all the teams they want in the Eredivisie. You can destroy the Go-Ahead Eagles, you can destroy the Heerenveens, you can destroy the, I don't know, AZ Alkmaars or whatever team, even though AZ Alkmaar are a good team and they just won 9-1. But you can simply not defend like that in the top level of European football. What on earth are they doing for the second goal and the third goal? Look, the first goal yielded this absolute screamer. We're going to talk about him in a second. But I'm looking at Flamingo, I'm looking at Ledesma, I'm looking at Doms. Where is the defensive organization? Yes, okay, I get it with Peter Bosz. Very sort of chaotic style of football. It's worked with this side. This side have been brilliant the past season and a half, let's say. They've been brilliant. Obviously, they destroyed the Eredivisie last season. They won it. But in Europe, even though Juventus might not be the star-studded Juventus that they were, are still going to punish you with the attacking players they have and the midfield they have. So, defensively, PSV were a mess. And I think Benitez was missing this game and they had to go with Rommel in goal. I mean, he didn't cover himself in glory either, but there's nothing he really could have done for 3 of those goals. PSV, they were started off well. They got control of the game first 20 minutes, but they didn't really create a whole lot of goal-scoring chances. And then the magic happened. Yildiz became the youngest goal scorer in Juventus history in the Champions League at 19 years and 136 days. Do you know who he beat for that record? Del Piero. And that goal was Del Piero-esque. I mean, the golazo, the curl off the post and in. When your team is struggling, and this is a prime example in the Champions League, when your team is struggling, you gotta have your big player step up. And Yildiz will become a big player, because that golazo, bellissimo. I mean, stupendous from him. Great goal. And then it just seemed, once Juventus got that goal, they just relaxed and played their football. And the second goal scorer, Weston McKennie. Shout out to my USA bro. Weston, he's had a very strange offseason, considering that Juventus wanted to get rid of him. He hasn't started any game so far this season. He came off the bench. I think it was against Roma. I could be mistaken. And then somehow got the start today, and he got the goal. Now, obviously, it was a very easy goal, and great work from Nico Gonzalez. Coop Miners with that switch of play. Just shows you Juventus have so much quality on the field, and Weston gets his goal. And then the third goal is, again, just such poor defending. I think it was Veerman or Schuiten who lost the ball in the midfield. And then PSV's defense. I mean, God. So learn some concept defending. That's what I care about. I don't care about the midfield or the attack, but the defending from PSV was just so naive today, and that's sort of a negative aspect of Peter Bosz's ball. If they can improve on that, PSV can be a good side in Europe. If they don't improve on that, and the PSV have been woeful away from home in Europe. Yes, you can beat the Rangers, you can beat the Bodo Glimts and these sort of sides, but when you go away to Arsenal, when you go away to Juventus, you have to defend better. They got the attacking players from Bakayoko to Tillman, Noah Long, and obviously Luke de Jong. But defensively, they have to be better. For Juventus, I just love it. That's why I made that video about Juventus are exciting again, because they are exciting. We see the fluid football. Yes, we haven't seen it for the past 2 games. It's been back-to-back 0-0 draws and a little bit disappointing performances. But just shows you today, with the youngest side ever in their Champions League history, they're electrifying. When they get in a flow, they are fun to watch. And once they get a bit more chemistry with Koopmeiners, Locatelli, Weston McKennie, or Douglas Luiz playing in the midfield, mixed in with Yildiz, Conceição, Nico Gonzalez, and Vlahovic, then Juventus are going to be an extremely strong team. But today, it was all about Bremer. I mean, the amount of blocks and the amount of clearances he did today was absolutely ridiculous. Bremer, who I don't know why he doesn't get any minutes with Brazil, because I think he's a quality defender, was a monster today in defense. And another guy who AC Milan thought to themselves, yeah, Emerson Royal is better than you. How can you let Kalulu go to Juventus for a 3 million loan and then a 14 million obligation to buy? Or if I think it's the club option. How are you going to do that? Kalulu, yes, he might not offer you a lot going forward. Defensively, guys, a rock. They had nothing going down that left side, PSV, until Saibari come onto the field, and obviously he scored the goal. Great pickup there for Juventus. They've made such smart business moves this summer, and it's paying off. Now, I'm not coming on here and saying Juventus are going to win the Champions League. I don't think Juventus fans are that crazy. But Juventus are clearly at the beginning of something very, very special. Not for this season, but for years to come. When you got young players like Conceição, obviously Yildiz, you got Weston McKennie, you got Koopmeiners, you got a lot of players going into their prime. It only spells very good times ahead. And Juventus fans have been suffering. I think Juventus fans have been maybe feeling like they've been in Guantanamo Bay for the last couple of years dealing with Allegri ball. But finally, they are freed from Guantanamo Bay, and now they're chilling on the beaches of Copacabana and watching Motta ball at its finest. And it will only get better, because Juventus start off their Champions League campaign with a 3-1 win. Very convincing, very just comfortable. Once they got to that 3-0 lead, it was over the game. It was over. Yeah, PSV, they had the ball, but Juventus were so strong defensively. And that's another thing. If they can be strong defensively like this throughout the Champions League and Serie A, they're going to be a tough team to break down. Very tough team to break down. And it was Motta's first game in the Champions League. Good experience. Great thing. Just great. I'm just happy to see these big teams who have been suffering with just horrible transfers or horrible play style. Finally, their fans can be happy. And Juventus fans are definitely very happy right now. And for PSV, just simply defend better. Is it that hard to ask for? Defend better, guys. They have a very good midfield, like I talked about with Schoiten, Vermen, and Gustil, but defensively, they gotta be a lot better. Alright, people, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below of Juventus' 3-1 win over PSV to get their Champions League campaign off with a win. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and we'll be doing a lot of these Champions League reactions throughout the Champions League season. So if you like that sort of content, remember to subscribe to the channel. Remember to follow me on all the socials, Twitter, Instagram. You can find those in the description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.